Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. So having sat on the meditation seat and quietened the mind, having brought the mind to quiet, alert vigilance, generally the teachers say contemplate. What do you mean by contemplation? What is it that we have to, how am I to employ that mind? What is it to be done? What is the thing to be achieved? Where am I to apply that mind? It is that I've been discussing now. And first, in a metaphor, it is said, the churning of wisdom. Just as the fire is churned, wisdom is to be churned. It's a way of saying. There is no other way of communication. It is an attempt or a convenience for communicating some subtle idea which is to be accomplished by the human mind. And the teacher finds this as the only convenient way of communicating it. By the metaphor, the churning of the fire. In the churning of the fire, there are the two blocks of wood, the lower irony and the higher or the upper irony. Irony meaning blocks of wood. Both of them have scooped up a cup into it, and in that cup is fixed a cylindrical wooden rod. And thereafter the churning starts with a rope around it, and the individual turns it clockwise and anti-clockwise. When it turns clockwise and anti-clockwise, in the cup, whether it is perfectly or to an extent tight, so by the friction, heat is generated from which the sparks or light is nurtured and nourished. In the same way, the teacher here says, the lower irony is the PFT. The upper irony is the pure infinite consciousness. And let the lower irony, the lower PFT assumption or our present personality strive to reach the higher. And this process, he conceives it as equivalent to the churning process of churning the fire. And then how am I to churn? That portion hereafter is being discussed. How am I to churn? The only way is verse 11, 47 page. Atmana maraning gritva. 47. 37 in yours? Here it is 47. 10 pages extra in my book. Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Never mind. So what I wanted was that a translation, making the ego the lower irony, the lower block, the ego the PFT, and the Om the upper irony, I and God, two ironies. By repeated churning through the practice of the path of knowledge, jnana nirmadhana, jnana, knowledge, the path of knowledge, contemplative path, by nirmadhana, a wise man burns up all the cords of his bondage. A wise man burns all his identification with the BMI. He sheds these identifications when he identifies more and more with the higher through the process of jnana knowledge. This is called the journey. Hey, what is the process of jnana? Thinking. Think of what? 5 fingers. If I think, how can I get released from it? Where am I to apply my thoughts? The mind has been prepared. It has been sharpened. All its oscillations have been quieted. It is alert, vigilant, quiet mind. Now where am I to apply it? That is being shown. What is this jnana process is being shown. Sa eva maya parimohitatma shariramastaya karoti sarvam striyannapanadi vijitra bhogaihi sa eva jagrat paratripti meti sa eva maya parimohitatma. Sa eva, that infinite alone, Om alone, that pure awareness consciousness alone, parimohita, completely confused, that very same Lord alone, as though completely confused, let us say, is me. Meaning the confusion is in me, not in him, please. Because even now you are that. Then what am I? You could. That is the point. Who is the dreamer? The waker himself, confused and deluded, is the dreamer. Similarly, Saeva, he himself, Parimohidatma, one who is totally mohita, totally deluded. That Atman, that Atma, the self. So the Supreme Infinite Consciousness, conditioned by, functioning through its delusions. Now, in each individual, which is the familiar picture that you see on the board, in each individual, Om, the consciousness, functions through, comes to function through the BMI because of vasanas. Each individual. We. If we were not there, consciousness would not be functioning through BMI. It is functioning through BMI, the plug is we. So you are the product of your vasanas, he is the product of his vasanas, she is the product of her vasanas, I am the product of my vasanas. All the living individualized beings, plant, animal and human, are all expressions of the one life through individual vasanas. Now look at the macrocosmic. Individually we understand. Macrocosmic. Therefore, that total consciousness, the absolute reality, God, functioning through, expressing through that total vasanas should be that total universe. isn't it? By my vasana as a Swami, here I am sitting down and talking of Vedanta. It is my vasana and my world. Each one of you unfortunately has got the same vasana. Therefore you are here. Those who have not got the vasana would have gone out, screamed and gone out. It's not the fault of anybody. You all have, unfortunate, the same vasana. Therefore this whole world is my vasana plus nth number of vasanas, isn't it? If any one of you have got a different vasana, you would have been shunted out, squeezed out. You run away. Those who have got this vasana, they scream in, creep in. So this world, let us say in a small scale, then you will understand. This whole world or this world of experience is created by, not I, not you, but our total vasanas. And total vasanas alone is not sufficient. The spark of consciousness in me and the consciousness in all of you. The consciousness in all of us is one. So that total consciousness functioning through my vasana to the power of n, n representing number of you, all vasanas put together. Is it not this world? This world means this field of experience. Now multiply it to see the whole universe. That total absolute reality, God, expressing through the total wishes of all existing jivas of today, all the wishes of all people, not only your wishes, total wishes. Wishes meaning, I am trying to make it a little more gross, desire. It is actually vasanas. The total vasana. This total vasana is called in Sanskrit as M-A-Y-A. Maya. A technical term, don't get confused. Maya. Thus the infinite Lord expressing through Maya the total universe. The infinite Lord, when functioning through the Maya, he is called temporarily Mr. God. Stupid one. Because functioning through Maya. And when that Maya is many functions, that totality of things and beings in the universe, in this outside created, is called the universe. In the universe is you and I, individuals, PFTs. The absolute, the pure infinite consciousness, functioning through Maya becomes temporarily Mr. God. And Mr. God, when he expresses it, becomes the universe. In the universe is you. You, the universe, and God are all nothing but different expressions of one absolute reality. Isn't it? Think. Electricity through one bulb, that much of light. Electricity function through all bulbs is the total light that is available in the night on this surface of the globe. The total light plus the total bulbs are all expressions of one principle called electricity. That electricity may be different companies manufacturing. The bills are made, or the price is charged by different companies. Profits made by different companies. Hi. What does it matter? Whichever the company. What are they producing? Electricity. Electricity is one and the same. Think. The one absolute essence, when functioning through the total vasanas, is the supreme, the whole universe, and a part of that reality, functioning through a part of that Maya, my vasanas, is me, the PFT. Not understanding all these things, you say that the world is dirty, the world is I must conquer the world, conquer nature. Conquer nature what? I am getting angry with my own leg and I want to conquer the world. Madness. There is no world other than you. You are, but come to claim it. This segmented point of view, limitations that are put upon ourselves. Now, Sayeva, that very same ultimate reality, Maya parimohidatma, when it is confused by the Maya. Confused by Maya means when it is expressing through it, it looks as it were that he is confused. Just as you look as a stupid ass. Why? Because of the stupid vasanas in you. That is all. Remove the vasanas, you are one of the wisest guy. Potentially there is no limit to your greatness, but at this moment, confused. Think. A normal, average, healthy young man gone crazy. Because the mind has gone crazy, he is behaving, misbehaving, or behaving unintelligently in the world. That unintelligent guy who is functioning thus miserably is none other than that intelligent professor of the university gone crazy. Don't you say that? That professor, intelligent man, gone crazy, and therefore he is behaving this way. Don't we say it? Parimohita, confused, deluded. Similarly, that infinite Lord, deluded by Maya, parimohitatma, then in that parimoha, in that confusion, shariramastaya, he identifies the body and says, who are you? Me. Beyond the skin, I don't exist. Where are you? Within the skin. That 5.5 feet by 72 chest, 94 middle. This is my, who are you? This body. See? The body is born, I am come. The body is dying, I am dying. The body is healthy, I am healthy. If the body is unhealthy, I am unhealthy. Who? Paramatma, the supreme substratum for the whole universe, you. What a craziness that you have come to understand that I belong only within this skin. Filthiest place that you can think of, the most unholy place in the whole universe, in this fecal matter filled physical form. Shariramastaya karoti sarvam. All actions are undertaken there afterwards. The Om, the reality, the chaste, the immaculate, the pure, that divine essence, confused and drunk with vasanas, identifies with the bee and then runs after oh, and then cry at all times, oh. Why oh? Because oh, I want. Parimohitatma shariramastaya, having gained the physical body, meaning gained means identified with it, bound by it. Karoti sarvam, he goes on doing everything. What does he do? Stri, annapanadi, stri, woman, anna, food, pana, drinks, adi, etc. So man runs after woman, woman runs after man. Want to eat at every time, if nothing, cookie. Why are you eating cookie? What else can I do? Therefore, there is a joy. Chewing gum. Something or the other. Anna, pana. Let us drink. Let us have something. Let us have some. Why do you want it? Nay, nothing. Not that I want it. Are you thirsty? No. Are you hungry? No. Then why are you taking a cup of coffee? No, just like that. Let us have. It's a joy. Let us have that joy. Annapanadi vichitra bhogaihi. Vichitra, endless varieties or wondrous rearrangements of these things. That's woman, wine, eating. Saeva jagrat paratripti meti. And he is this guy, the PFT, who in the waking state of consciousness, paratripti meti, he tries to find his supreme satisfaction. That's from morning onwards till through noon. Let us go here, let us go there, let us eat that, let us eat this, and let us have drinks, then let us have that, then let us have that girl, then let us have this girl, until at last, late in the night, when you go back again, half drunk, indigestion inside, when you reach the bed and tumble down, the man says, I had a jolly good time today. Today is a day to be remembered for all times. Why? I had such a... This is Mr. You in the waking state of consciousness, deluded by the vasanas, the pure self, mind you, deluded by vasanas, identifying with the physical flesh or body, thinking that I am the body. Waking state only, you are conscious of the body. And through the body, experiencing the objects of pleasures in the world outside. And licking here, touching there, listening here, seeing there, all through sense organs enjoyed, and nerve tips are all tickled. Lovely, lovely, a wonderful day, never before in my life I had such a wonderful day. This man, this individual who is thus identified with the body is called, or is me, in a state of consciousness called the waking. So who is the waker? The consciousness in all of us. Ordered by, conditioned by, colored by our vasanas. Come to recognize, become aware of the body. And in the deluded misconception that I am the body, it tries to give the happiness for the body. Happiness for the body can be only in contact with the sense objects. Therefore runs on to the sense objects. Struggles, works hard, earns, acquires, possesses, enjoys, indulges, what? So that I make it. And by evening, physical body tired. No more can I continue. If you have such a pleasure, why not continue? I'm going to bed. Why? Such a pleasure, why are you going to bed? Continue. Enjoy. The body is tired. I don't want to anymore. What is that? Play. Let me rest a little and tomorrow we shall do it. Not that ended. Tomorrow. This is your waking state. Now, having thus worked out, this is me in my waking state. This is a thing that you have to realize. Who am I, the waker? The consciousness, ordered by, controlled by, conditioned by, colored by my own vasanas, And according to my vasanas identified with the physical flesh, I run after the sense objects, an endless medley or endless pattern of sense pleasures and indulgences, through which he who indulges and enjoys the world outside or gathers the experiences from the world outside, he is called the waker I. Now, this very me, who is now playing as a waker, this very same me, take the next one. Swapne sajiva sukha dukkha bhokta swamayaya kalpita jiva loke sushupti kale sakale viline tamo vibhuta sukha rupa medi. Swapne, the very same sajiva, that very same PFT, individualized ego, I, Swapne, in another state or plane of consciousness called Swapna dream, Saeva Jiva, that guy who was a waker before, I who was a waker, I myself, in my swapne, in my dream state of awareness, sukha dukkha bhokta, this experiencer I, who is the experiencer of sukha and dukkha, joy and sorrow, good and bad, who was the experiencer, the PFT in the waking state, that me who was the observer or the experiencer of all the joys and sorrows of the waking state, I myself, now when I enter into the plane of the dream, Swamayaya kalpita jiva loke, there also I continue experiencing my joys and sorrows in the dream. Only difference is, in the waking, I was gathering and picking my joys and sorrows from this gross outer universe or cosmos or world, while when I am dreaming, Jivaloka, the world that I myself have created, from that projected world of my own imaginations, wherein in that world other of my friends or my wife and children have no entry at all. It's a private world. What is that? Outsiders, no, will be prosecuted. Trespassers will be prosecuted, there's a board. Into my dream you can't enter, whoever you be. You may be Commander-in-Chief or you may be the President of America. No question, sorry. Shut out. Why? Trespassers will be prosecuted. It is my world. And the President of America may be there sleeping in his room. It doesn't matter. I can create him in my dream. Come on here. Clean my dishes. I can dream that the President of America was cleaning my dishes. Why not? In my dream. It's a private world. This is Narayana's world. This is God's world, not my world. This is a world created by all our vasanas put together. But my dream is my private world created by my own personal vasanas. There I can marry Miss America. Why marry? Order her, come here. You understand? Make the President of America clean my dishes. Dishwasher. Anything is possible because I am the creator. Think. Jiva Loka, the world created by the PFT, personally. The other is Ishvara Loka, the world created by the God, where I am not consulted. Here the blueprint I give. You can murder your guru. That wretched guy never gives me any rest. Bas, that night. Make a chutney of him. You are allowed. Because it doesn't affect me. It's a private world. This is what we are doing. Thus, in the dream, the same jiva, the same individuality who was functioning as a veka, he himself, in his own private world, becomes, who is a dreamer? The experiencer of the dream is the dreamer. The experiencer means experiencer of what? Of the joys and sorrows, the good and the bad of the dream. And the waker was I, the sentient being, who through my body, this body, I was experiencing this world. Then I am a waker. The same experiencer I, in my own jiva world, in my own world of imagination. In fact, we function at that time through M and I. B, the body is called the gross body, sthula sharira, gross body. M and I together is called as a subtle body, sukshma sharira. And V, the vasana, is called the causal body, the cause for the subtle and the gross. The gross body is necessary to contact the gross world. The subtle body doesn't need a gross world. It contacts the subtle world. And both these and their behavior are all ordered by, controlled by, governed by the causal body, the vasanas. The body in which you are in deep sleep, the causal body, where your entire potentials are in seed condition. If you are a doctor or an engineer or a sannyasi or a philosopher, the philosophy of the philosopher, the rascality of the rascal, the criminality of the criminal, the lawyer and his law knowledge, the medical knowledge in the doctor, are all in a seed condition, unmanifest condition. While he is sleeping, he is only 200 pounds of sweating flesh. He is not a doctor, nor the other guy a philosopher, nor the other guy a criminal. But the criminality in the criminal is at that time in seed condition. The medical knowledge in the doctor is in a seed condition. Seed condition means unmanifest, unsprouted. And the early morning moment he wakes up. That is why everybody opens the mouth when they are sleeping. Because manifesting. The idea is to manifest some space is necessary. Isn't it? The philosopher, when he wakes up, he becomes the philosopher. Expression through him. These are called the three bodies. So the consciousness functioning through the gross body, experiencing and enjoying the gross world, is called the veka. The very same consciousness, conscious entity I, having withdrawn my consciousness from the gross body, and therefore of my contacts with the gross world, when I am functioning through the subtle body, I project a subtle world. And in that subtle world, I come in contact with the subtle objects. And I again, the conscious entity, gathers my experience of joy and sorrow from the subtle private world of my own creation. I am the God of the dream, mind you. All the dream children, I can lift them up, I can push them down. I am the God, the omnipotent, omniscient God of my private dream world. By my grace alone the dream is sustained. The dream comes from me, exists in me, disappears into me. I am the God of the dream. The creator, the sustainer, and the destroyer of the dream. Me. I am the one who gives liberation for all the millions of members in my dream, isn't it? By one wish, I save them. I am the savior of my, isn't it? Think. In the dream, who is the only savior of the dream? Me, the waker. The moment I wake up in it. So let the dreamer pray to me. I shall. Is it not true then? If you say to the dreamer, dreamer, don't worry, empty thyself, I shall fill thee. The waker, I shall fill thee. Is it not? If the dreamer empties himself of all the dream, I need not go there to fill it up. He wakes up. Think. It's not an idea in the book. It is not an idea of the Swami. Please forget the book and the Swami. Think yourself. Discover the Lord alone is. That I am a sinner is a stupid error of judgment. How you came about that error of judgment, I am not interested in. Whatever the way in which you came to the error of judgment, you are an error of judgment. We are reviewing it. Thus I, the consciousness functioning through the gross body, is the waker experiencing the joys and sorrows of the waking. Good? The very same consciousness when drained away from the body and start functioning through the subtle body, he becomes again I, the dreamer, gathering my experience of joy and sorrow from my own private world of projection called my dream. And the very same consciousness which I withdrew from my waking, from my gross body, now when I withdraw from that subtle body, the reality is no more functioning through BMI, but is functioning only in Vida Vasanas. Causal body. Sushupti Kale, in the dreamless sleep condition, during the dreamless sleep, Sushupti Kale, Sakale Viline, when everything is wiped out of my experience, BMI gone, PFT gone, OET gone, isn't it? Sakala, all Viline merged. My dreamerhood, wakerhood and the waking world and the waking body, all gone. The dreamer, the dreaming equipments and the dream disappeared. Sakale viline. Tamo vibhutaha. Apibhuta, overwhelmed by tamas, darkness. All that you know in the deep sleep is, what do you know in deep sleep? Yes, all that you know in deep sleep is Nothingness. Nothing. Nothing meaning no hyphen thing. Why? Because all things have merged out. Absence of all things, is that what you experience in deep sleep? Positively you don't understand anything, but you are conscious of the absence of things. Absence of things is also an object of consciousness. Absence of things is also an object of consciousness. You can become conscious of the absence of things. You sit down in the sitting room and say, darling, will you please help me a little? Yes, what is it? Please go there. On my table on the left side there is a pencil. If the pencil is not there, the pen will be there. The darling goes there to the room. Where is it? Didn't I tell you it is on the table? And you are working, you don't want any disturbance. That is why you requested her to go. She will go on arguing from the other room. Which table? Which table? Then you start thinking, regretting, I made a mistake. I should not have sent her, that woman on that side. She has got as much intelligence as an artichoke. You say? I should not have sent her there. But then I did it because I didn't want to disturb myself from my work. On the table left hand side, I see here nothing. She cries out. I see. I am conscious of what? Absence of what you wanted. I see nothing, isn't it? My dear friend, you were conspicuous by your absence in that party. Isn't it? In our party, you are conspicuous by your absence. Because if you are present, nobody would have noticed you. You are an insignificant nobody. But your absence we noticed. How can you notice absence? We can. We can become conscious of the absence of things. Absence of things is an object of consciousness. Thus in deep sleep, our experience is the absence of things. Non-apprehension is the condition of sleep. Waking and dream are conditions of misapprehensions. Non-apprehension creates misapprehensions. I don't want to go that way. Then, because you have not had the breakfast, isn't it? You may get a little giddy. There is a lot of logic behind. It is not just a poo. The non-apprehension of the post, on the wayside post, in the dim darkness of the dusk, the non-apprehension of the post gives me the misapprehensions that it may be a man. I think it is a ghost. Got frightened. Why did you get frightened of a post? Error of judgment. Where did the error of judgment come? Lack of comprehension. What happened to you? I did not see the post as the post. I had no knowledge of the post. Therefore I had the ignorance of the post. This ignorance of the post bred, created, projected all the illusions of the ghost, etc. First I thought it is a man standing there. Then I thought that he will mug me. And then when I looked at him, it is not a man. Because he is 9 foot tall. 9 foot tall man is not available in America. Then I thought, what it is all about? And when I looked, it was a hand stretched out. I said, "Yeah." And then I saw that it's only a bone, a skeleton. And when I looked at the head was only a skull. Then I looked at it, it has got a big frog. Got frightened until at last I realized it is only a lamppost without a bulb. When I saw the post, the ghost has disappeared. But in the non-apprehension of the post, the misapprehensions arose. Non-apprehension state is sleep. The causal body, which creates vasanas, create misapprehensions, dream and waking. Non-apprehension can end. The non-apprehension of the post can end when? The post is apprehended. When I apprehend the post, the non-apprehension ended. When non-apprehension ended, all the delusory misconceptions that was created by the non-apprehension also goes. When cause is ended, effects also goes. The cause for BMI is we, the non-apprehension. When non-apprehension can end only on apprehending Om. When Om, the post, is apprehended, the non-apprehension of the post, ignorance, we, is removed. Therefore, all misapprehensions of BMI, PFT, OAT ended. This great Om, the reality, is me. But I, at this moment, the great reality, conditioned by the vasanas, identified with the body, when it's enjoying the world outside, I am the experiencer of my waking state of joys and sorrows. Again, I am the conscious entity, identified with that subtle body, is experiencing my joys and sorrows from the subtle world projected by the subtle body. And when I am not functioning with either the gross or the subtle body, but I am in the causal body, the vasanas, I experience the absence of everything. Therefore it is neither joy nor sorrow. Absence of even joy and sorrow. It is a state of negation of everything. It is called the deep sleep state of my existence. Thus I am at one moment the waker, another moment the dreamer, another moment the deep sleeper. All these three me is a waker only because of the gross body. Dreamer because of the subtle body. And deep sleeper when I am functioning through causal body. But who is this I who am playing all the three? Hi. In the office you are officer. At home you are the mother. Because I should say only not person, human, males, only females my examples hereafter. So when you are in the office you are the officer. At home you are the mother. Since you cannot be called as father, they call you mother, okay? And where is it? The other place I don't know. Where are you a lady? I don't know. In another place you are a lady. I don't know where you are. You get the idea? You yourself in three different places have got three different statuses. But you, the daughter of your father, daughter, can I say that? What do you say, daughter? All the person Emerged out of your no. Emerged out of the other person who is with the father. I mean, see that? How your stupid things have come to that you can't talk anything. No, carefully. So then, what I meant was, I am the entity. In my home, I am a father. In my office, I am an officer. In the club, I am a friend. The friend, the officer, and the father are all me, expressing in three different ways, in three different environments. Similarly, in the waking gross body, subtle body, and the gross body, when the causal body, when I, the consciousness, functions, the consciousness functioning through the gross body and enjoying the joys and sorrows of the world outside is called I, Mr. Waker. The same consciousness, when it is functioning through the subtle body, experiencing the joys and sorrows of my own projections, private world, I am Mr. Dreamer. And when I have withdrawn from the subtle and the gross bodies, there is no subtle world or the gross world available for me to gather my experience of joy and sorrow. And in the causal form, there is the absence of everything alone is experienced. And that experience of the absence of everything is called deep sleeper I. That's the PFT I. Play myself as the waker, dreamer, and deep sleeper. And after this sleep, then why not continuously sleep? No trouble at all. Why wake up at all? How the teacher says, Punascha Janmandara Karma Yogad Saeva Jiva Swapati Prabuddha Puratraye Kridati Yacha Jivaha Tadastu Jadam Sakalam Vichitram Adhara Anandam Akhanda Bodham Yasmin Layam Yadi Puratrayam Cha. Punascha, again, Vardhaveka, again I repeat, the consciousness functioning through the gross body with the vanity that I am the body, the perceiver I, perceives the world of objects, struggles hard for their arrangements in order to gather its or eke out its joys and sorrows, is me the waker. The very same consciousness functioning through the subtle body. And the gross world is obliterated. And the subtle world is projected. And again, I, the conscious entity, who was myself the waker, myself starts gathering my joys and sorrows and harvesting them from my own private world projected by my mind, is me the dreamer, another state of the PFT. And having withdrawn from it, I go into the deep sleep conditions where there is, I experience only the absence of everything. Nothing is manifest. I am in a pure state of unmanifest. Punascha, again, from that deep sleep condition, the individual entity, the jiva, the PFT, I, again crystallize. What a pity. I have been liquidated, dissolved into an unconscious state. Unconscious state meaning no absence of everything. It is a conscious state. We are conscious in deep sleep. In deep sleep we are conscious of the absence of everything. We say unconscious only in the sense that there is no objects available at that time. Punascha, again, from that deep sleep of total absence of everything, Janmandara Karma Yoga, because of the contact yoga, or what? Janmandara Karma. Because of the karmas of the past. The karmas of the past are recorded in you as vasanas. Begin because of the vasanas sprouting forth. Now explain to me, give me one reason why you should wake up when you once go to sleep. Why should you? Who wakes you up? In a family you can say that, oh, that woman gets up early in the morning. If you have got children, they scream, and therefore. Supposing that woman is also not there. The woman with the children had gone to her mother's place. Quiet. And you are not even in a high-rising building because others may scream. You are in the woods. Why should you wake up? No, naturally, in that quiet place you don't wake up even till 11 o'clock, all right. But 11 a.m., why should you wake up? Why not you continue sleeping 3-4 days until she comes back? And say, darling, wake up. Did you eat? What are you talking eating? I have not got up from here. I am sleeping. What is the time now? It's not time, my dear. Ask what is the calendar now. Because it's not a time. In a single day it is a time. You must ask me what is the date. Because it is about 3 days now you have been sleeping. Now wake up. Let me sleep a little more. Why not? No. You can't. Who wakes you up? Your own vasanas. My dear sir, you have taken this BMI and come into this world of OET to exhaust the vasanas. No doubt, unfortunate that the Lord has to keep your BMI quiet. You have to pull up to the curb and switch off the machine and open the bonnet and keep the mouth open. Why? To cool down. But you have not reached your destination, and when the car is cooled down, again start. Similarly, your BMI needs a rest once in 24 hours, and therefore you are pulled on to the curb and you just, what is the car doing? Sleeping. You can say that. What is it sleeping? Cooling off. And when once cooled off, again the bonnet closed. Again you go in the highway. Similarly, tomorrow early morning, as soon as you wake up, you start your job. But sleep is necessary to cool down. Similarly, in order to repair the BMI, and the BMI is an instrument which will repair by itself, give it a chance. In meditation, we are garaging our personality. Tomorrow Sunday, will you come there? No. Why? I have to visit garage. The local people will understand. Oh, garage, you are going to garage. I got a date, garage. Every Sunday you go? Yes, every Sunday you go. And every day I repair a little. Why your car is so bad? Not so bad, but I get work out of it. Therefore I have to adjust it every day and clean it every day. You understand? This garaging is called meditation. When the mind is quieted. Deep sleep is the way in which the generality of people quieten the mind in dull ignorance, non-apprehension of everything. Now punascha again, why do you wake up? Because of the contact with the vasanas. Take an example. Ordinarily you are a kind of man who generally wakes up only by 9 a.m. Before 9 a.m. you can't. Even if by any chance you have to wake up, you get headache throughout the day because I got up very early today. 8:30 I got up. Sort of thing. 9 o'clock. It's generally the wives. Wives who are not working. The husband is gone, and darling, make your own breakfast and go because I can't get up. That one who has not, doesn't want to get up and prepare food for him and then give him and send him off in a jolly mood, go and work hard, my boy, and bring all the money here. No. Instead of that, you want to sleep. Okay. So as an individual, supposing he suddenly gets an information that his boss is arriving in the plane and you have to request it to meet him in the airport. Such bosses, when they arrive, they generally take such a plane that it lands here at an unholy hour of 5 a.m. I don't know why they always take that plane. 5 a.m. in the airport, and you are about 20 miles away from the airport, and therefore you have to drive through and reach there, and therefore that needs about half an hour. And the 5 o'clock plane, therefore 4:30 I must reach there. 4:30, in order to reach there, I must get up properly because it's a boss that is coming. And my papers of promotion are still on his table. Maybe he's bringing that file. Maybe there is a news. Tremendously motivated, and you want to go and meet him. Therefore, the previous night, you know your weakness. And your wife is wondering, how will he get up? Because from 8:30 onwards, she and her 3 children are every day fighting on him, sitting on him, crawling all over him, pulling him. That is how he wakes up every day. Now how to wake him up? Some dynamite or necessary, something is necessary to blast him up. She is hopeless. She is thinking that it is a hopeless, that officer is a useless guy. He should not have chosen this man to meet him. You understand? He is anxious about it. Therefore, he asks the grandmummy of the house or the old lady of the house, please, who says always that I don't sleep in the night at all. They generally sleep. But they complain next day that I not slept at all. A wink I did not sleep. Only. That is one of the sympathies, to get sympathies. Never mind. So they say, Ma, you generally get up very early. Please, tomorrow wake me up. And you tell your wife also, tomorrow you are allowed to wake me up early. You please try to wake me up. And if I am not waking up, pour a bucket of water on my head. It doesn't matter. The bed will get dried up. No worry. You pour, somehow see that I get up. Bring a crane. Phone up the fire brigade. Wake me up, please, because the whole job, the family hangs on in this. And when you saw your excitement, the neighbor, a friend of yours, has given you an alarm clock also, and then you fixed it up, everything. And what? That I must get up at 3 o'clock so that I may get ready and then reach there exactly at 3:30. Okay. Invariably you will find that before the alarm clock goes, before your wife wakes up, before that old lady who never sleeps gets up, 10 minutes before the alarm, you rise up. Ordinarily when you wake up, you turn the other side and start again sleeping. Not today. You bang, you sit up. Look at the watch. Silence the watch first. Then you look at the wife snoring away, children snoring away. You quietly tiptoe to the other room to see what is the mother who is never sleeping, what is she doing? That day she is especially snoring. Whole house is asleep. Who woke you up, please? Who woke you? Last night when you went to bed, you kept the sankalpa in your mind, that feeling in your mind, that vasana in your mind. You thought it very strongly that I must put it out. It's something like a time bomb. The fuse is to blast exactly at 3:30. You put it out. That's it. How did you? Who woke you up? Not anything outside, but inside. What? This vasana to get up and go is to sprout out into activity. Exactly at that time, you yourself made it. And 10 minutes before the time, that the thought, the vasana that is to mature exactly at that time, start rising up. And when the thought came, you woke up. When you wake up on such a day, please tell me, will you wake her up? Darling, why did I wake up? I forget. Generally, you are the guy who forgets everything. But that day when you wake up, you have no doubts why you woke up. The moment you wake up, the only thought in the mind is airport, which is a thing which you have never thought of before. Never before had you gone to the plane. Never before you have gone to the airport. You have got only vague information that the airport is in that direction. Once or twice you have gone away from on the main road and you saw the airport far away. That is all. Yet, that day when you wake up, you have got no other thought other than the airport. Why? Janmandara karma yogad. I am giving one example how you wake up. Thus the vasanas that are in you, which blasts into expression, and the thoughts start rising in the mind, therefore you wake up. Janmandara karma yogat sayeva jivaha. That very same individuality, I, the PFT I, who yesterday played the waker, the dreamer, and the deep sleeper. That very same guy. Janmandara karma yoga, because you got enmeshed or tickled by the past vasanas, matured, swapiti prabuddha. He wakes up. And that waking also is dream-like waking, says the Lord. Swapiti, swapnaiva. Because even that waking condition of seeing you all is again a misapprehension of reality. I'm not waking up into the reality. I wake up into these projections. Projections through the gross body. And projections through the dream body, we say that. Through the subtle body, we say it's a dream. Dream and waking both are misconceptions. Misapprehension of the one infinite reality, the consciousness. Swabhiti prabuddha. And thus, Puratraye, in the three cities meaning three fields of enjoyment, the waking, the dream, and the deep sleep. In these three fields, three cities, Kridadi, I come to sport. Now as a waker. When I sport is over, now as a dreamer. And when the sport I am tired, deep sleeper. And after the deep sleeper, waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, waker, dreamer. Thus I, the PFT, the conscious entity, individuality, identified with these three fields of experiences, play the part of the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, This is my autobiography. Puratraye kridati yaccha jivaha tatastu jatam sakalam vichitram. Thus this jiva, the PFT, functioning in these three fields, gathers and harvests its joys and sorrows, creating more and more impressions for tomorrow's waking dream and deep sleep. It continues on, and from this is born everything of our life as we now know it. But alas, none of us is becoming conscious of the substratum. Who is playing in the waking dream and deep sleep states? What is the common denominator? The waker is not in the sleeper. The sleeper is not the deep sleeper. The deep sleeper is not the waker or the dreamer. Yet, there is a harmonious something which is present in all the three. What is this common denominator? The waker is not in the dreamer. The father in the house is not in the office. In the office only the officer. In the office you can't go about and boss everywhere saying that, Sonny, come here. Where is my wife? Call her. Let her take a dictation. She will resign that day. Isn't it? It's not my wife. I can't have this relationship in the office. In the office, I am the officer boss. Similarly, in the club, I can't be a boss, nor can I be the husband, nor can I be the father. There I am a friend. In the house, can I be friendly with the children? No, I am the father. Can I be boss of my wife? Narayana. If you want to blast your life, you can't be a boss also. There only I am, helpless, hapless husband. Persecuted by the children, tyrannized by the wife. I am one. But in the office, I tyrannize everybody. Why boss? You get the idea? I myself play in the three fields, home, office, club. But who is me? I am the husband. What are you talking? You in your relationship with the family, you are the father or the husband. But who are you? What is the common factor in all the three? Nothing, sir. There is nothing common. The father in the house is not the officer. Officer in the house is not the club member. Nothing. Supposing, sir, you get a sprain of the leg, or a high temperature, or a heart disease and go to the hospital, don't you think that the father also has got heart trouble? The officer also has heart trouble? The member of the club also is heart trouble? Is it not? Is not you the common factor? You behave differently in these three different fields, have different experiences, different attitudes and moods, admitted, but all of them are belonging to you. You are a common factor in all the three. In the same way, I am the waker in the waking, dreamer in the dream, deep sleeper in the deep sleep. The waking world, the dream world, and the deep sleep world are different. The waker and the deep sleeper and the dreamer are different. But there is something common. What is that? All the three are me. What do you mean me? What is common in all the three? In the waking state, the waker is conscious of the waking joys and sorrows. In the dreaming condition, the dreamer is conscious of the joys and sorrows therein. In the deep sleep condition, the deep sleeper is conscious of the absence of everything. This consciousness is common. The common factor in all the three is me. Therefore, me is equal to Okay. Again, listen. There is no hurry in writing down notes. What are you writing notes? What notes? What is the book for? Understand. The waking, the dream, and the deep sleep are three different fields. As the home, the office, and the club. The waker and his experiences are not the dreamer and his experiences. The dreamer and the waker and their experience are negated. The deep sleeper, when he is experiencing the absence of everything. Thus, three different fields, cities, three different types of experiences, and three different experiences: the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. Yet what is common in all the three? Me. My waking, my dream, my deep sleep. And today I am awake. It's my waking now. It was yesterday my sleeping, my dream, my waking yesterday. I am common. What do you mean by I am common? What is the commonality in all the three? I, as the waker, was conscious of waking. The dreamer was conscious of dreams. The deep sleeper was conscious of deep sleep. The absence of things. Thus consciousness was common. I was the guy that was there in all the three. Therefore, I is equal to. Oh, this is all. Isn't it see that I, the PFT, is myself the pure consciousness. But the pure consciousness, when it is functioning through the gross, subtle and the causal body, apparently play the part of the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. And then as waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, I sport with the waking world, with the dream world, with the deep sleep world. This is the time when I am playing in the world. But who am I? When the play is over, when the field is removed, and the fleet shoes is removed, when the racket is thrown out, and when I am sitting at home, I'm not a tennis player. I'm the lord of my house, who in a sport spirit took the racket, put the fleet shoe, went into the tennis court, played the game, sweated a lot, panted a lot, and I've come back enjoying recreation. Thus, for recreation you have all come here. And you say, why tragedy? Tragedy? In the tennis court you stand and say, see, have pity, I am panting, I am sweating, see that, my condition, my ill luck would have it. It's not ill luck. Nobody put the ill luck on you. You have come out here to sport. Therefore, what is this world? Narayana's Leela, Lord in sport. Swamiji is a very serious sport to them. You see that you don't understand. When the philosopher says it is the Leela of the Lord, that it is the sport of the Lord, you don't understand the significance. Who are you? You are sporting. And when you are tired, stop it. You are not a professional. A professional cannot stop because the manager is looking at the watch. You have not worked today all the full time. You are not a professional, you are your own, the king of kings. And when you are sitting down in your own palace, you thought that, hey, ask them to put up the net. I want to play tennis. You desire to play tennis. Because of the exuberance of energy in you, and you have played 6 sets, you are now exhausted. But you have forgotten that you are the king. That you can throw the racket away and there are boys who will look after the racket. You need not carry the racket on. You can just say that, all right, that will do, and that will do. Why don't you sit down and say, that will do? And go back to the state, to the sovereign of sovereigns. The pure ignorance of... No, let us have one more game. Okay, play, but I am tired. Okay, stop it. No, one more play. Okay, what does it matter? Yours is to order. Yours is to condemn. So that there is no pity or sympathy for your sorrows, honestly, from the Vedantic standpoint. Hey, but he is suffering, poor man. He is sporting. Would you sympathize with those people who are playing that horrible game of America? Falling on each other. Even if I have not got the ball, they misunderstood that I have got the ball. A mountain of human flesh falls on me for no fault of me. That inhuman game when they are playing, would you sympathize? Hey, slowly, don't kick him. No, murder him. Ow! This is not heartlessness. This is the game. Similarly, when I look out from my balcony, the world around, why should I sympathize? I clap my hands, kill, loot, do whatever you like. Ha 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 ha. And when you are weeping, how beautifully you weep. Even that is a joy because it's a recreation. And one other prayer, leg broken, is taken, even that procession of taking group, at that time that, what do you call those girls who dance around? Cheer girls, isn't it? Huh? They are dancing all the more vigorously, isn't it? That's a jnani, a man of perfection. That's the job of the cheer girls. In the world, they are tumbling down and breaking their heads. The cheer girls dance on. That doesn't mean the cheer girl is not heartless. No. She knows, she has got the wisdom. This is the game. To keep the crowd on. Really, honestly speaking, in spite of all these, everything is tumbled down, nothing has tumbled down because nothing has come out of it. It is here, he alone is the truth. Nothing else, less or more. Adharam, the substratum, the support of all this game, without which no game is possible. This great sport of the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper game is not possible without this essence. Adharam, what is this? Anandam akhanda bodham, the unbroken knowledge, the pure infinite consciousness by whose light alone all other knowledges are possible. This unbroken consciousness, unbroken light of wisdom, Ananda, blissful, this Satchidananda, this blissful, unbroken, eternal wisdom or consciousness, Yasmin layam yadi puratrayam ja, and all the three fields of waking, dream and deep sleep, all merge into this infinite substratum, as the waves merge into the ocean, as the dream merges into the waking mind, these three worlds all merge into that infinite substratum, Om, the reality. This is a relationship between the PFT and Om. Again and again contemplate, again and again analyze that I who am playing the waking dream and deep sleep are all only sporting, the consciousness sporting in three places. That consciousness is me. Thus again and again you identify. The churning goes on. Out of it sparks out the fire of knowledge. And an understanding oozes out of it. That sparks of understanding shall burn down all your attachments to BMI, says the teacher. Oh, 8:30 in our mind.